Okay, so I'm back. I had to clock out from um doing home help for my mother. I had forgotten I had forgotten that it was that time. So yeah, so basically I'm here at my family's place where me and my mother stay at, and so it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my cousin. So yeah, I'm not living in my mother's house. I'm actually living in my cousin's house. That's who had entrusted me to sort of look after things. It's really a family house, really. But anyway, back when I was saying about me being stuck in a ditch when it was during an ice storm. So yeah, that veteran helped me out, and I really appreciate it. You know, it was kind of unexpected, but you know, but that's one reason why I like living in Texas because people are more likely to look out for each other even if they don't know them. Whereas if I had lived like up north, like in Washington D.C. or you know where I was at, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd get that type of help that readily. But yeah, that's just why I'm grateful to be where I'm at here in Texas. So yeah, and and so I'm still at the post office working as a assistant rural carrier delivering packages. I've noticed that my hours have decreased, and that's because there's less volume. They have built a couple of Amazon facilities close by, and so I'm noticing that packages are coming into the post office less and less. Although there are other post offices that are still getting a lot of packages, so I might have to go to other post offices in order to um, get my hours. And that's so really nothing really changed. It just there's a woman that was flirting with me at work. She's middle aged. She's in her 50s, and she looked pretty attractive still. But the problem was I had found out that she adopted a lot of kids, and you know I'm not interested in looking after a woman's kids that was made by another man. That's just not me. You know, I just don't. I'm not interested. So basically, I'm not interested in being a stepdad. No, only the only way I'm gonna raise a child is if it's my own flesh and blood. I'm not trying to raise any other kids at all. And so anyway, I made that crystal clear to that woman that was flirting with me, and so she started asking me questions about why why I think like that, and like what will happen if I grow old and need somebody to help me out, and so I told her just because you're raising some kids, that doesn't guarantee that they're gonna help you out either. And so after that, she stopped flirting with me because she realized that I wasn't interested in helping her raise her kids. She did mention that she was looking for a sugar daddy. I'm not interested. Mm-mm, not happening. I'm looking for a woman that's interested in me. Not what I can do for her, or not my money. I'm not looking to spend money on a woman and I get little or nothing in return. I'm not looking to be a trick or a sugar daddy. I'm looking for a real genuine relationship where a woman values me for who I am, and what I can do to make her life better, not just monetarily, but just you know I don't mind helping a woman out as long as she helps me out, as long as she's willing to commit to me and do what's what will assist me in moving to the next level. And so clearly she wasn't into that. So You know, and I always try to stay away from talking to her and stuff because you know I don't like the shit where I eat at. You know, I don't like to flirt with women on the job. You know, because the job at the post office, you know, they have a strict policy when it comes to sexual harassment. So you know, I don't want to be accused of. I don't want to be going through that ringer of a sexual harassment complaint. So that's why I don't. That's why I highly recommend people not to flirt with anybody on the job. You know, that's pretty much what they call shitting where you eat at. Don't recommend that at all. And so, yeah. Also, too, I'm doing a name change because you know I've been naming my channel Red Tablet Talk because I've um I've been watching a lot of red pill videos and I can resonate with a lot of what people are saying, particularly with um, AMS. Shout out AMS Alpha Male Strategies. Um, he and other red pill content creators taught me more about female nature. Some of the things which they said confirm what I've seen in my life, especially during the 2000s, the mid 2000s. I've experienced true female nature, which is harsh a lot of times, and but a lot of men back then didn't see that. They always saw women as these angels and as these as sweet and whatnot, but they never acknowledged the dark side of women. You know, the things that they do to make life a living hell for men, like divorcing them and taking half their money and taking full custody of their kids and putting them on child support, or or accusing them of sexual harassment and stuff and suing them, or getting them expelled from school, or fired from their jobs over allegations. You know, that's just a lot of the things that the red pill philosophy confirmed about female nature. So you know, I think that a lot of what people had said, like AMS, about female nature is accurate based on my experience and and what I've seen in my life, what I've seen, what other men went through. Like one of my one of my former friends, male friend, who I've witnessed. He actually called me one summer. It was a few years ago. He called me to come pick him up and stuff. I asked him, you know, okay, sure, you know, because he was, you know, he was basically a homeboy, basically, you know. And I actually used to work with him at a funeral home. He was like a former coworker who kind of showed me the ropes and stuff as far as driving limos and hearses. And so I said, sure, you know, I'll come pick you up. But then he said, well, can you come in the trunk though? Because this woman put my stuff out in the yard, and you know, she basically put me out, and I need somebody with a truck to come get my stuff. And I was shocked by what I heard, and I was also kind of sad for him too, because you know, that just that could have been me being put out by a woman out of her house, you know. So I said, sure, I'll come pick you up if you can just cover my gas. You know, you know, at that time I had a used pickup truck, and I wasn't planning on going all the way from East Texas to Dallas in it, but that's where he was at. So I said, okay, then I'll just go ahead and take this risk, and hopefully I don't break down in this used truck. So I went up there and picked him up, and it was him. And when I got there, it wasn't just him that was. It wasn't just my homeboy that was there. It was also his son. And I only had a single cab in my um my pickup truck only had a single cab. And I told him, I thought it was just you. Why is your son here with you? And he just said, well, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but he's with me. So, that just wanted I just felt like, that just one example of why we're no longer friends, because he was kind of deceptive about things like that. So, but I didn't pay it no mind too much, because I still wanted to help my friend out, because like I said, that could have been me being put out by a woman, which is why I advocate for men to have their own place and not have to move in with a woman or anybody else for that matter, and that's why I'm looking to buy my own house where I pay a mortgage on. I'm not even looking to pay rent to anybody. I just want to have my own place so that I'll never kick myself out, and no landlord can kick me out either for not paying rent. It'd just be that I just have to pay a mortgage, and and there's a lot of, and if I fall behind on a mortgage, there are programs that can assist me in getting caught up. But hopefully I will never have to use those programs. But I would rather pay a mortgage than pay rent. So anyway, yeah, I was talking about my friend needing help, so I ended up picking him and his son up, and bringing him back home to East Texas, to Longview. That's where he and his son stayed at. And so, yeah. And so that's why, that's also confirmed what I've seen and heard about when it comes to female nature. So, like I said, I'm doing a name change because, and that's why I picked that name in the first place, since, I've benefited a lot from watching and applying red pill concepts. And so I think it's time for me to sort of evolve. I'm going to change my name from Red Tablet Talk to Yellow Tablet Talk. The reason why that is because, I'm getting older, and so I'm having to write things down in order to remember them by and I tend to write things down on yellow sheets of paper, which is kind of my favorite type of paper to write on, like this. So yeah, so I'm just gonna change my channel name to Yellow Tablet Talk, since I think that's just that's just me evolving, and so I no longer I've learned as much as I need to learn from red pill philosophies. So it's just time for me to move on and just do greater things. And so, and not only did I consumed red pill content, I've also watched a lot of prison videos, prison content about people who have been in prison, and what it's like, and what to look out for. I just found it pretty fascinating because I've never been to prison. I've been to jail before, but not prison. And so I would say that if red pill taught me a lot about female nature, prison content taught me more about male nature, because I don't think men and women are less or more evil than each other. I think they're pretty much the same, really. See, women have their own quirks, and so do men. That you can't. It's not just women you have to look out for. You also have to look out for men as well. You're gonna be dealing with both genders in this life, and so you're gonna have to learn how to navigate and deal with both genders. So yeah, that's why I feel like I feel like I need to evolve in order to be more balanced when it comes to um, telling people about my experiences in life. And so, yeah, that's another reason why I'm going to rename my channel Yellow Tablet Talk, so that I can be more broad about topics, about things that I see in life, and learn from everybody, not just men, not just women, but everybody. So yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to come on here and talk. And so let me see here. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Hmm. Well, oh yeah, I did bid on another car at an online auction, and I won. And so this particular car is a 2008 Chevy Impala, and I've already went and test drove it, and it drives fine. You know, it's really a clean car. I plan on getting it for my mother so that she have a car for her to drive around in, so that she doesn't have to be relying on me to drive her everywhere. And so I've already paid for it today, and so I just gotta pay somebody to give me a ride up to the site to pick the car up and stuff and bring it home. I have to first, before I even do that, I have to get it insured and get a temporary tag so that I can legally drive it from that location to my home, because it's about an hour away basically. So yeah, so that's pretty much been what's been going on with me over the past few weeks. Just been, you know, I got through the snowstorm successfully, and I'm still working at the post office, even though my hours been reduced just because of volume. And I'm just looking forward to getting this bringing this car home for my mother. My mother's birthday is coming up in next week, and so that'll be her birthday present. I think my mother will be 82 next week. So I want to at least do something for her birthday. I was actually born in 1982, so my mother will be 82. So I think it'll be special, a special gift for my mother. I want my mother to be independent um, during her golden years. So that's just what I've been that's just what I've been doing to try to look after my mother as well, to make sure that she is healthy and happy during her twilight years, her golden twilight years. Yeah. So yeah, there's nothing else I can think of to talk about. Like I said, I'm doing a name change, so I will no longer be Red Tablet Talk. My channel name will be Yellow Tablet Talk, just because I'm gonna be taking notes on a yellow tablet, on yellow sheets of paper, in order to do my talking points and to take notes on what I observe in my life around me. And and if I do interviews, I can probably take notes and give them my insights, give the person who I'm interviewing my insights of what I've noticed, so that hopefully they can be helped by it. Anyway, well, that's all I got to say today. So like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you later.